Seemed like Nicki Minaj done set it up on Jay-Z and Queen Bey. Cause y'all know they got pressure about that $200 million she say they owe her from that goddamn title scam he had going on.
And it's the first time I've ever seen Nicki, the first time Nicki DM me, period. But Nicki was saying, yo, I'm gonna get my guy to f you up. I'm gonna break your jaw.
Nicki Minaj has officially lost her mind, you guys. According to rumors, she went after Beyonce to get back at her and Jay-Z for ruining her career. Nicki has been ranting at everyone and their mother because she feels like the world is against her, even though she insists she's innocent in all of this. You can't make this up. She has been attacking Jay-Z nonstop since last year. Her next victim, Caesar. You heard that right, Caesar. Just when we thought things couldn't get any messier, she and her husband allegedly targeted Bey so she could be robbed and jumped. Nicki's husband, Kenneth, has a habit of going after people she wants silenced, so this tracks. He was recently placed under house arrest for failing to unalive Offset. Prior to that, Nicki had publicly threatened to have DJ Academics assaulted by Kenneth and his crew. The whole mess began a few days ago when Nicki reignited her feud with Jay-Z and Beyonce on X this time. She wasn't just blaming them for her declining career. She claimed Jay-Z cheated her out of their title deal by selling the company without paying her. She said she was supposed to receive between $100 million and $200 million. Keep in mind, the company sold for $300 million and Nicki only owned 3%. So how she thought her share was worth $100 to $200 million is unclear. Also, can we talk about how she randomly threw out a figure of $10,020 million? She said, Jay-Z called me to ask me to settle this karmic obligation. Still, you rank in my top 5. Let's get it. And God will hold anyone accountable. For the blasphemous act of calling him Hav, I'd like to spend some of the money Jay-Z owes me through my Student of the Game charity to help pay my Barb's student loans, tuition, and school fees. She added, it's so satisfying to watch these men scramble in real time. You two can talk about title all you want, none of you even own your masters. That's the least of his worries, ignorant. She continued, you have to be a real snake to let someone do all the work then pull the ups who never signed your paperwork trick. It's funny, y'all are rats and rulers. Threatening to withhold a measly $1 million from a black woman who fulfilled her end of the deal just because she didn't sign a document in 24 hours is foul. I'm glad I didn't bow to threats or let you take my hard-earned money. They let me work for the company without making me sign anything. Do y'all even know how business works? Now, you're saying the public contract we signed wasn't even real.
Let me tell you something. What? Somebody done set the Queen Bey up. Beyonce just got robbed in Atlanta. She put the goddamn word bankhead instead of goddamn buckhead in her GPS. And it sent her to the goddamn projects. And them goddamn water boys left her sitting on bricks. Here's how the went down. Beyonce tour stopped in Atlanta for the 3rd sold out day. Everything was going well. Jay-Z even performed Crazy in Love with Queen Bey on stage last night. Then when they left the show, somebody had to be following them, find out where they stay at, where they going, and whoop, cause one of her choreographers went to a Waffle House and they got robbed. Seemed like Nicki Minaj done set it up on Jay-Z and Queen Bey. Cause y'all know they got pressure about that $200 million she say they owe her from that goddamn title scam he had going on. Now right now the police scrambling, trying to trace the stolen AirPod Max that the goddamn suspect stole. And they looking for the goddamn laptop and the unreleased music, but the damage might just be done. Now with the Cowboy Carter tour lighting up Atlanta for its final show tonight, Beyonce's team is on high alert. Behind the glitter and the spotlights, a shadow looms. Who targeted Beyonce?
During this time, it was also reported that Beyonce's choreographer's car was broken into on the first night of her Atlanta tour stop. The number one suspect, Nicki, the choreographer, had parked the car in the lot for just a short time, but by the time he returned, it had been broken into. The thieves reportedly stole a hard drive full of unreleased music, set lists, and private show notes, along with laptops, designer clothes, sunglasses, and AirPods. As ridiculous as it may seem, people immediately started pointing fingers at Nicki. The theory is that she sent her husband's associates to pull off the stunt as petty revenge for the money she claims Jay-Z owes her.
Music, it doesn't mean that I rock with the person or whatever. Like, I really want y'all to notice. I hate to have to say this. What we doing? Like, are we rocking with, or we ain't rocking with and that's why I love them. That's why I love y'all. But, so I just wanted to make that disclaimer. So everybody know from now till whenever, okay? Just because I play a song that I happen to be featured on, don't mean see and kick them right in the throat.
Nicki initially claimed that Jay-Z was the only one she had an issue with and that she had no beef with Bey, but then she got on station head and seemed to walk that back by suggesting she didn't really like Beyonce either. While playing Feeling Myself, her collaboration with Beyonce, she basically told her fans not to assume that just because she recorded a track with someone, she actually likes them.
That's it. I just spend that. Oh my God. Go Kanye. No, it's shop, man. No, it's shop, yeah. We outside. Big two outside. Big Queens, right?
Money, man. What's up?
Yeah.
What's that, man?
Yeah.
Huh?
You don't know. They said you don't know the too.
We're on vacation.
Yeah.
We're planning your funeral.
Ah.
All the way to the street.
Ah.
Hey, let's play. What's up?
We'll meet you there.
People believe Nicki has a history of involving her husband in drama, so this wouldn't be new. In 2023, Kenneth filmed a video threatening Offset during the VMAs, violating his probation and earning 120 days of house arrest. Nicki had also been called out for allegedly assaulting someone over Meek Mill comments and sending threatening DMs. She even told one critic to drop their number so her husband could talk. DJ Academics claimed she tried to get him fired, only to learn he was self-employed, making her even more furious when she couldn't silence him.
Direct our communications got after that was when she was going through the breakup with Meek Mill. And I said, and by the way, me and Meek weren't like the best of friends. Like, it was, Meek didn't really like me either. But just giving honest social commentary, I said, well, Meek Mill is going to be just fine. He's going to be just fine because that relationship may have not even really contributed to what his core really wants from him. And that comment alone, I remember someone called me from the industry and they said, what did you do? And I said, well, what are you talking about what I do? I haven't, what do you mean what I do? They said, Nicki's calling around asking where you work, who you work for. I said, why? They say did you do some about her and Meek? I said, yeah, but I was respectful in it. I was just speaking the truth. Apparently she didn't like what I said, complimenting Meek. Now, from my understanding, she was calling around to leverage, because I guess at this point she's a little bit, okay, who's speaking like this, whatever. She was calling around like, yo, where does ACT work and how could I silence? Now it's just on YouTube. Didn't have any employers. And I was like, oh, Nicki's trying to silence me. And like most things I've taken since then, I don't just be quiet about it. I'm like, great, you just gave me the ammo to go on the attack. I'm gonna make this a thing now. I'm gonna let everyone know. And I let people know, and everyone said I was lying, like usual. But the relevant industry people who called me, was like, yo, and I remember saying to him, I said, why did Nicki call you? Why does Nicki like just ask you for my number? Why does Nicki just get on the phone with me? It's like she doesn't want to talk to you. But she wanted to know where you were.
On top of all that, Jennifer Hawk, the woman who accused Kenneth of assault, sued him for $20 million after he allegedly sent goons to harass her for not recanting her story. Nicki is known for using gangster-style tactics when she's mad at someone, so it's not too surprising that people believe she could be behind the theft of Beyonce's property. Still, we'll have to wait and see what the investigation reveals. Meanwhile, the internet had thoughts. One person said, Nicki isn't playing games anymore. Another asked why her team was so careless moving such expensive equipment. There should always be someone to guard the stuff or return it to. The hotel. So now I want to hear what you think. Do you believe Nicki had anything to do with the heist?